at Bickford Healthcare came back to campus and told me about a new director of nursing there. They were very much thrilled to have a nurse as a director who was truly a nurse's nurse, who understood the science and the art of the profession. As a director, I was thrilled to know the students would get a perfect clinical experience there. I didn't think much of it until a few days later when I was scrolling through Facebook, mindlessly swiping the page after page, and I came across a friend who I had worked with since 2002. We had worked together in the ER at St. Francis, and after many years, went our separate ways and took our careers on two different paths. Sitting in front of me on the face of my phone was my friend Barbara Reynolds, whose job description said Director of Nursing, Bickford Healthcare. I am so pleased tonight to have Barbara here as our keynote speaker for our graduation.
Nancy's so tall. Okay. You'll forgive me, this is my first ever endeavor at public speaking. I think I'm more nervous than you all are, but congratulations to everybody. I'd like to start my speech with a joke directed at our students, our graduates. Knock knock. Who's there? Hippo. I can't tell you. 15 months ago, you might not have gotten me a big joke. Thank you, Nancy, for your gracious and your generous introduction, and I am truly flattered, and I'm so happy to be connected again, live and in person. Welcome, everybody, and congratulations, nurses. Pinch each other on the shoulder right now, because this is real. And find your teacher, family, friend, or significant other who held your hand and dried your tears and blow them a big air kiss. Nursing is one of those careers where the unknown is always around the corner. You literally have the world at your feet. As an adrenaline junkie, I've always enjoyed that aspect of the day-to-day work. And to paraphrase Forrest Gump's mom, nursing is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. You go to work in the morning, you come home in the afternoon, or you go to work at 11 o'clock at night, and you come home in the morning and you say, man, that didn't go like I thought it was gonna. I would just like to offer one nugget of advice as a senior nurse to you newbies. Never say the Q word at work. For those who don't know, the Q word is quiet, as in, gee, it's been so quiet today. It's the kiss of death, and likely to get you a collection of dirty looks and groans like you have never seen before. Suffice it to say, quiet is the infamous curse word of nursing. And I would like to thank you for inviting me to deliver the keynote speech at your pinning and graduation ceremony. I am truly grateful and humbled. There are 4 roles in my life that have brought me great pride: mother, wife, daughter, and nurse. All 4 have shaped my life for decades and have formed the woman I am today. As Nancy mentioned, I am the new Director of Nursing Services at Bickford Healthcare Center in nearby Windsor Locks. And you are all welcome to come and apply for a position. ASAP, I have your names. I will be looking you up on Facebook. Don't be shy. I started, however, as you soon will, as an LPN after you ace the NCLEX exam, of course. I remember pinning in graduation as if it were yesterday. instead of the 37 years that it's actually been. That hurts. Back then we wore caps, guys accepted of course, white crisp uniforms and shiny white shoes, and we were inspected every morning to make sure that everything was in its place. We stood up and we gave our seat to the doctor when he entered our nursing station. And while those days belong to nursing lore, the calling and the mission remain the same. I began my nursing education in 1982 in South Florida, where I grew up. Having completed high school the year before, I was really at a loss for what to do next. I was working as a hostess and a bouncer, basically, in a restaurant bar. But I did know, however, that college wasn't something that I really wasn't interested in, but I knew I had to do something. And it was at that time that my mother seized the moment and convinced her only child to try nursing. And it wasn't part, I believe, a self-motivated decision. After all, who better to look after her parents in their dotage than a nurse? And as for me, I figured, why not? I was 19, and as you know, that's how many decisions are made at that age. And while I left nursing for a career in law enforcement for 7 years, a story for another time, it was nursing that I returned to, and nursing that I ultimately embraced as my life's work. I've also had the mixed fortune to see both sides of the nurse-patient relationship. Like William Hurt's character in the 1991 movie, The Doctor, I have been diagnosed with cancer and underwent chemotherapy in 2017. My oncology nurse was my confidant, my advisor, and my anchor. She was the one who convinced me to spare my mother the details. And I'm happy to relate that I have been in remission for 2 years and with an excellent prognosis. And the hair is growing back. And a deeper sense of my contribution to the recovery and the well-being of those entrusted to my care. You are now members of one of the most trusted professions in the world. Think about that for a minute. People will take at face value your word as truth. Strangers will entrust you with the care of their most valued commodity, their health. And more important to them, the health and the safety of those who they hold most dear, their parents, partners, children, and friends. It's a sacred trust and an indescribable honor. While writing this speech, I came across a quote from a graduating nurse named Denise, who said, quote, "I didn't want just any career, so I'm not going to be just any nurse." Be the nurse that everybody looks up to. You've got it in you. You know you do. I can tell from all of the smiles on your faces, the pride, the way you walk, the diplomas, the pins. You've got what it takes to be that nurse. We all know at least one, as evidenced by the fact that you had a significant nurse pin you tonight. So use that person as your mentor. Continue to learn, continue to grow, and even if this is the culmination of your academic progression, always be on the lookout for new learning opportunities. In conclusion, I would like to commend you on your tenacity in completing what I know to be an academically and clinically rigorous course of study. I see children in the audience. I see parents in the audience. You've got a lot on your plates. I hope you're proud of yourselves. I hope you're proud of each other, because you should be. And I'm sure everybody out here is proud of them as well. And be proud of yourselves for helping them through this. You have accomplished much in your nursing education so far. But remember, the graduation is also referred to as commencement. Today is the commencement of your new life, a life of amazing days, exhausting nights, and an overall sense of satisfaction. You will be remembered by countless individuals and families as the person who made a world of difference in their lives, in good times and in bad. I've literally saved lives as a nurse, and have literally had my life saved by nurses as well. How many other professions can say that at the end of the day? Congratulations.